Good morning. Good morning, good people. Today is Monday, January 27th, 2025. Just a few more days left in this month. Wow, has it gone by quickly? Well, my name is Edward Bevilacqua, and here we are at Department of Career Services, where our goal is to help our students and other interested people, collectively referred to as you, help you on this journey through life, to help prepare for what's next, on the belief that we, number one, have a transcendent soul, and number two, that what happens next is related to what happened now. So the better we do now, the better it's going to be the next time around. So I've got to do my morning routine, my morning coffee routine. Which is quite involved. Sorry about that, people. Problems with not problems. Got to deal with that coconut oil. Seems kind of dark here. Why is it so dark? Maybe not. Okay, our meme for today. The theme for today is invert. Bonk. Invert. So, but before we do that, I'm going to go to the worksheet, which is the guts of this. It's the heart and soul. The purpose of the podcast is the helping form better habits, because that's what gets you through life, is to turn a lot of things into unconscious behavior. Oops. Turn a lot of things into unconscious behavior. Have my little dose. Unconscious behavior, and then get automatically better at it every time. So if we're making pizzas, we want to be able to make a pizza unconsciously. So proof the pizza is just there. But every pizza we make, we want to strive for the perfection, the perfect pizza. And that's just our way of doing things. Is always strive to do a little bit better every time around. Every time around. And have the technology bonk to do it. Okay. So, theme of today, inversion, worksheet down below, but the podcast is if you show up every day for the podcast, you will get better. Make it part of your daily routine. Advice from an 80-year-old. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Sort of like Occam's razor. Operate on Occam's razor. The law of parsimony. The simpler answer, the less complex answer. You're trying to figure out, do I do A or B? Less complex answer is probably the better choice. Okay, what else we got on our hit parade? Seth Godin talking about getting clear about brand value. Let's see what that's all about. It's kind of a long one. I think we can do it. Getting clear about brand value. Consulting firms rank brands on value. Marketers promise to increase it. Okay? But brand value has little to do with whether a company is famous or even profitable. The accurate measure of brand value is the premium the consumers will spend over the generic. Good point. Okay, how much you'll spend, how much will you pay for grape nuts versus generic grape nuts? What time, money, or risk will they take for a valuable brand compared to the very same offering from an unknown? Denny's versus Dad's. So there might not be any premium value in Denny's. On the other hand, if there was premium value in Denny's, then people would rather go to Denny's than Dad's. What time, money, or risk will they take for a valuable brand compared to the very same offering from an unknown? Luxury goods by necessity have high brand value because the generic knockoffs sell for a tiny fraction of the price. Heinz ketchup commands a much smaller price premium. You may have heard of them, but you don't care that much. Familiarity is not always a proxy for high value. New products launched by high-value brands get off to a faster start because consumers who trust them feel like they're taking a smaller risk. New products launched by high-value brands get off to a faster start. Yeah. People trust the other brand that's associated with it. Valuable brands often get applications from potential employees and partners of higher quality than an upstart might. And yet, ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Claude all have gained enormous traction at the expense of some of the most highly ranked brands in the world. That would be like Genie, would be Google's one, Microsoft's one, Grok. Systems change and user experience and the network effect often defeat brands. Plan accordingly. Okay, yeah. So in the world of AI, it's not Microsoft's, Google's, or Twitter's or X's AI that actions ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Claude. And I use all three. Cool. Okay, good morning, Watnada Bevy. Good morning, Wada Bevy. How are things in Fort Jacks today? How was things in Fort Jacks? Peace be with you. Okay, so let's talk about inversion. Whoops, inversion. Blessed beyond blessed, heading to work at PF soon. Good. Planet Fitness, the 10th planet. We call it Planet Fitness. Okay. Inversion. This is from Darren Hardy down below in the worksheet. Very good one. He got the talk from Charlie Munger, associated with boom, 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 from Binko Bunko. I'm thinking Arm & Hammer, but it's not Arm & Hammer. It's right there. Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett's partner. Automatic alternative. Good morning to all my troops. The field marshal is back. The field marshal is back. I had a nice pizza with Matt last night. Maticus von Atticus. That was good. I'm talking about inversion. Inversion. Darren Hardy using Charlie Munger, who always would talk about invert. So the idea is to look at it from the other direction. Flip it over, look at it that way. And the example they gave was in, I think it was World War I, World War II. Planes were coming back shot up, and they decided, well, we need to reinforce the planes. We need to have more protection. There's bullet holes in the wings and in the tail. And somebody in the lab said, wait a second, we're looking at the wrong planes. We're looking at the planes that returned. We need to look at the planes that didn't return. They didn't make it back. So maybe they have bullet holes in different places. So instead of patching the holes in non-fatal places, they figured out, oh, yeah, we've got to reinforce the areas that are critical, like around the engine. So they inverted the problem. They looked at it from the other side around. Instead of just looking at how do we make successful planes more successful, it was, well, how do we make not successful planes successful? So how do we apply that in our own life? Well, he says we start from the goal and we work our way back this direction. Here's what I want to happen. What needs to happen in order for that to happen? And we keep, and what needs to happen before that happens? What needs to happen before that happens? And then so we start back here. When we start, we try to get to here and go along that path. Instead of here to here, we go from here, we work the steps backwards. And so at the end, Darren Hardy says, here's 3 steps to do if you want to use inversion. And I have them in the worksheet. First, identify what are my goals? What do I want to accomplish? We want more planes returning. We want whatever it is we want. Okay, second, what are my foes? What are the things that are stopping me from accomplishing the goal? And then the next thing, step 3, is create don't do's. Don't do this, don't do that. So if your goal is to lose weight, what are the foes? Eating late at night, eating a lot of sugar, not fasting. Okay, what are the foes? Too many calories, not enough exercise. Okay, so then create the don't do's. Don't eat after a certain period of time. Don't eat sugar. That's what you need to do. That's an example of how Darren Hardy says do it. Invert. Start with the goal. What is my goal? What are my foes? Don't do it. And then Darren Hardy ended up with the advice I gave Matt, which was what the best advice I could give Matt. Darren Hardy also used that when he said what? He said, before I do something, I always ask myself, would an idiot do it? And if the answer is yes, I don't do it. So there's your don't do's. Darren Hardy, there you go. Great. Let's see what else we got on our hit parade. Hit parade for life. We've got Jordan Peterson again talking about moral virtue. And he's saying you're not virtuous if you're not formidable. If you do good stuff because you're weak, that doesn't make you virtuous. Right, no virtue in weakness. Doing the right things when you're weak doesn't mean you're a good person. Being a rabbit cowering in the corner is not the way to go. On Dr. Livinggood, belly fat. Again, striving, eat within 6 to 8 hours a day only. So I'm going to sort of work on this. And so if I say, I will not eat, I will only eat during the 6 to 8 hour window, I'm going to do it by the time I start in the day. So I have a breakfast meeting at 8 o'clock at Denny's with a woman named Heather Williams, who is a massage therapist, owns her own company. She does massage therapy in 2 places. One is in Death Valley, had a discussion about what not a bevy about it. And in the county she is in California, Death Valley, which might be Inyo County, you don't need a license. So, and that's where the resort is, Furnace Creek. You don't need a license out there. So we're talking about putting together a class, a training class for women at Academy, Glow Up Academy. That's awesome. Well, kind of scary too. Haha. Well, the idea being, so California is a bureaucratic state. The idea being, though, if you're a lousy massage therapist, nobody's going to go to you, so you're not going to have that job. Whereas you could be a lousy massage therapist with a license, and you're out there hurting people, meaning they're not getting their money's worth because you suck, but you have a license, so somebody will always take you. But there is anatomy and theory that we need to know to pass the exam. Right. So the idea is, I guess, is that somebody that wants to run a successful business will make sure they hire people who are properly trained, but we're not going to tell them how to run their own business. If they want to hire unlicensed or improperly trained people, they can. So, beep, boppery bop. So we're going to investigate that because Matt is correct. Matt is very correct. So if you think about it, would a woman who's been to jail, who doesn't have a great prospects for her life, trying to find a guy, would being a massage, having a wife, having a girlfriend who is a massage therapist, would that be an advantage? Perhaps, as Lucy would say, perhaps. So I have an 8 o'clock breakfast with her. And I think the interesting thing is I've had one massage, not really into it. So the good news is I don't think I'm going to be persuaded about doing something that I like. Because I like the idea, but I don't like it personally. I think massage therapy is good, but it's not my thing. There are many kinds of massage, right? I'm talking about neuro massage. I hope you give it another shot. We'll see, but I generally don't do things I like because I feel I will do that more. More on the end of the spectrum of get comfortable being uncomfortable. If I had German chocolate cake in my room, I'd eat it every day. Or cookies, so I don't have them in my room, so I don't eat them. And they're rare, so I don't have to worry about overdoing it because you don't really see German chocolate cake everywhere. Or oatmeal raisin cookies. You really don't see a lot of oatmeal raisin cookies anymore. You see oatmeal and nut cookies. Maybe there's a raisin shortage. Okay. Anyway, we are 18 minutes in. I think it was a good day, good thing. Invert. Identify what are my goals, what are my foes, what are my don't do's. And with that, we're going to get on with the day. I've done my 25 minutes of Pelotons this morning, Peloton this morning, my stretching and my arms and light weights. Now I've got my cycling, yoga, and meditazione. That's how the Italians say it. So Maticus non Atticus. What is the name of an Italian suppository? Is Matt there? Italian suppository. What is the name of an Italian suppository? An innuendo. Crickets. Innuendo. Get it? Okay, one person got it. Okay, cool. All right, with that, we're going to say Auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen and